All right. Welcome to another Woods Report. Still having problems with the Streamlab. So until we get that new computer, I hate that we start late.
You want to keep Streamlab too, for real?
I don't know. I'm debating.
Maybe this is our time to jump.
No, because you said we got to go all the way to
September. I think September.
Oh, you sure?
Yeah, I think September.
Double check. If it's September, then yeah, I'm gonna get rid of it. But if you don't know for sure, then
I have to look at my last payment.
All right, so not a lot going on. Not a lot. More updates or something, or maybe stories that you didn't know about. I didn't know that the Obama's chef drowned.
So he can't swim, I wonder.
No, he can't. And he wasn't wearing a life vest.
What was he doing? Just chilling?
Well, I'm just saying that, people, conspiracy theorists are thinking anytime somebody, from the president passes away that worked with the president,
and people gonna keep watching. The stylist,
people gonna be like,
the person that did whatever.
They gonna be like everything, yeah. So his name, let me see here, says Tafari Campbell. Tafari Campbell, what's up, TikTok? Tafari Campbell, Barack Obama's chef, drowns near a former president's Martha Vineyard home. I didn't know they had a home in Martha Vineyard.
Like everybody has a home there.
Everybody come up when they become president, don't they? They all make money, don't they?
Let's get some property at Martha's Vineyard.
That's what Trump trying to make money, but they keep taking him to. He's mad because he's like, I got in this White House to make money like everybody else, and you guys are raking me over the coals.
Dudes, the seeds you've been sowing.
They don't like you. People. That's it. If you
women, you just mess with women.
You should have just been like every other politician, just lie, get in the office.
Well, think about how long it took for Bill Cosby's CZ Planet to come back to him.
Yeah,
he's older.
Yeah, if they don't like you, that's it. If you don't play the game, the Hollywood game or the Washington game, you're out of here, buddy. And he came in telling me he's gonna drain the swamp. So they like, you're not leaving like Obama. You're not gonna have houses like the Obamas and everybody else. And Biden
invite them to the good old President Boys Club, like when they.
And my mother always liked Biden. Biden's a crook too. All of them. It's money. He has money tied in Ukraine.
Probably. I'm not so much on.
But anyway, we're gonna talk about it because Hunter Biden's in the news.
And think about it. If you were to get every president, you'll have something.
I said that.
I don't think he is either. Whatever. I think he's probably doing politician deception.
Okay. So authorities have recovered the body of Tafari Campbell, Barack Obama's personal chef, from a Martha Vineyard's Massachusetts pond. Police believe Tafari Campbell died in a paddleboarding mishap. Reports that he was 45 was specifically found in the Eagertown Great Pond on Monday. Authorities believe that Campbell, a native of Virginia, Dumfries, Virginia, got into a paddleboarding accident on Sunday while visiting the New England island. Notably, the Obamas were not at their nearby home at the time of the incident. According to ABC 7 Chicago News, Massachusetts environmental police officers located Tafari's body about 100 feet off the shoreline and approximately 8 feet underwater. He wasn't even that much underwater. 8 feet?
That's sad.
Authorities also note that Tafari wasn't wearing a life jacket at the time. He's survived by his wife, Cherise Campbell, and twin sons, Xavier and Savin.
They lost their dad. Twin boys.
The Obamas called Chef an extraordinarily kind person and beloved part of the family. AP News reports that Barack and Michelle Obama acknowledged the tragedy in a statement, calling Tafari a creative and passionate person who made their lives a little better. We were talking about that today with all the stuff that's going on with Hunter Biden and Trump and Hillary. Obamas didn't give anybody any problems.
Not that I
Thank
know
you,
of.
Jesus.
And they tried their best.
And they still trying to find something on him.
The only thing that
you can say you don't like him as president.
The only thing you can say is you didn't think he was a good president.
You didn't like his
policies.
But none of this.
But as a person, as a husband,
none
as
of this
a father,
weirdness of what's her name, Melania, stealing Michelle's speeches. She literally got up there and quoted a Michelle speech, and then blamed it on her speechwriters.
They were
when they go low, we go high. Melania.
Who else said that? That sounds familiar.
That's a very distinctive part.
She thought she can get away with it because of her accent.
I was different. I said it different. I said when they go lower, we go higher.
Okay.
Michelle said when they go low, we go high. I say lower. That's different.
She really, in all honesty, the way her husband was, is
Donald.
When they go low, you go lower.
Donald, stop bullying Donald. That's my platform, Donald.
That's her platform.
Donald, stop bullying people, Donald.
Cyberbullying.
Cyberbullying is my platform, Donald.
And he's called all kinds of people names.
Stop, Donald. You're making me look bad, Donald.
We have not seen her. She was with
you ain't gonna see that woman. She
was going to court with him somewhere. We don't hear nothing from her.
You ain't gonna hear nothing.
And nobody even asked her if your husband becomes president again.
She signed the deal. She gotta go.
She's gonna be like this going to the house.
Donald, what are those boxes you're bringing in the washroom, Donald? Those are security documents.
Never mind.
No one's supposed to look at them, so just keep the box covered. But Donald, I'm having a dinner party, Donald. Do we tell the guests not to look at the boxes?
Just say don't have them go in that washroom. They can use another one.
Lock that washroom. Yeah. But Donald, that's what our go toilet is, Donald. But no problems with the Obamas. None.
Yes, thank you.
And even this guy, the one that passed away, no problems with the chefs. Nobody was dragged out. Nobody left mad where people was quitting left and right like Trump. We just thank you, Jesus. First Black president of the United States did not embarrass us.
I'm sure he and Michelle probably sat there and said, honey, we got to really be careful because they're going to be looking at us.
They was trying to find stuff on the girls. Yeah. Oh, my God. Oh, the girls, there was a cigarette in Sasha's hands. And they couldn't find nothing on them when they was in the White House. They was too little.
Right.
They waited till they went to college. Oh my goodness, there's a cigarette. Somebody had a cigarette.
You saw how hard they were on the Bush's daughters.
Oh, they was partying and
they just dogged out Clinton's daughter.
Oh, and she didn't do nothing.
Nothing.
So, but anyway, they also shared that while their paths first crossed at the White House, the family asked Tafari Campbell to be their personal chef once they left. So they liked him that much.
I know this is probably touching their hearts.
Yeah.
And he has little boys.
Twin boys.
God.
When we first met him, he was a talented sous chef at the White House. So he was already there.
Oh.
With the last administration.
Which was Donald.
No. Barack was before Donald. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Who was before him?
Bush.
He was with the Bushes.
Okay. Yeah. That's right. The Bush did have they had that guy there. That was him then, the Black chef. Isn't that sad? Creative and passionate about food and its ability to bring people together. In the years that followed, we got to know him as a warm, fun, extraordinarily kind person who made all of our lives a little better. When we were getting ready to leave the White House, we asked Tafari to stay with us, and he generously agreed. He's been part of our lives ever since.
You know, that saddens them.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be at his funeral.
The history-making couple added that Tafari was a beloved part of their family, and their hearts are broken that he's gone. Additionally, Sharice Campbell, that's his wife, uploaded a photo of her husband on Instagram and stated that the tragedy has forever changed her life. My heart is broken. My life and our family will forever change.
So. I was sitting here thinking about not only family members, but the ones who have lost a child or a husband. Because I thought about Kobe's wife. Yeah. And how the tragedy of her husband and daughter. Yeah. At the same time. Yeah. And then and then I thought about that DJ Twitch. Was it Twitch? Yeah. That was on Elaine. What's her name show?
I know you're talking about.
When he took his life and he was at a young age. I'm thinking anybody that's under 60 for me is young to go. And then now I'm hearing how this guy, a tragic accident. I'm sure they're investigating what happened. Did they hit something? Did somebody hit him? But you don't think as playing water games, sometime to have your life things on your
his life jacket. So let's hope no foul play. Conspiracy theories are going to be like, and now no wonder they probably kept him, because when you have somebody you trust, you don't trust everybody around your food, and you're a president. So now they got to get a new chef. So hopefully they had some other ones that worked with him, and they could just bump them up and not have to go out and find somebody, because I wouldn't trust everybody.
I know. That's a hard one.
With your food?
And young black
because they say too. Trump don't trust. He orders out all the time.
They can still mess
up. No, they don't know it's him. His people go get it.
Oh, okay.
So
I still would be careful.
He gets KFC and McDonald's and all that stuff.
Some people do crazy stuff, even in general.
I know. But anyway, Sharon says, good evening, ladies. Hey, Sharon. Hey. They looked at everything. Now still nothing. Wow. And she said Bush. Yeah, that was before Obama. And Angela says, hello. Hello. Hey. All right, so that's a tragedy. Please pray for his family. Tafari Campbell, the White House. He was a sous chef under
Paddle
Bush.
You said paddle
boarding. And then Obama's personal chef. And they kept him after they left the White House. So he was still their chef. So they lost a family member, like they said.
Yeah. Oh.
All right, speaking of family members, Hunter Biden plea deal on hold after judge is unable to accept agreement. You know why this judge
changed, did it?
No.
This is the last. He was going to file guilty.
He was going to say he was guilty.
Pleading guilty.
He was going to take a plea deal. That was really a deal that they wouldn't have given any black man. Or a rich person. We might as well throw poor white people in there too. Y'all wouldn't have gotten this deal either. But because he's rich and his dad is the president, he was going to get a slap on the hand.
Okay.
Of course, every Republican went crazy over that in Congress. They were like, absolutely not. He needs to get more than that. So, of course, the judge who was appointed by Trump, remember, he appointed hundreds of judges while you guys were sitting around looking at stupid stuff. He was in the White House changing the course of the world. And y'all busy looking at him doing, you didn't like he was holding the Bible upside down. So that was the big news story or something stupid when he was appointing hundreds of judges and doing all kind of stuff in the White House. Now all of a sudden they starting to see the repercussions of not paying attention to what somebody's doing. So this was a judge, that one of the judges that he appointed. And to be honest with you, the judge was right. They both walked in, I'll paraphrase it. The defense and the prosecution walked in court thinking they was going to have a deal, that they already struck a deal. So they was getting ready to put it. The judge doesn't have to accept it.
That's true.
So they gave it to the judge, and the judge just asked a simple question. Didn't deny it or nothing. Do both of you really understand what this deal is saying? And they both look like, why they questioning what the deal is saying?
Right.
Okay.
The judge broke it down too.
Well, the prosecution gave him a deal and said, go ahead and plead guilty, and then you won't have to face, you won't go do jail time and all that stuff for these charges. We'll just give you a little slap on the wrist and you'll go on your way. And we can't bring up the charges anymore. But part of the charges is his tax information.
Right.
Part of that is money that they said he embezzled in Ukraine.
Okay.
So they said, the Department of Justice said, that ain't got nothing to do with us, what y'all doing. We still gonna investigate him for embezzling money in Ukraine.
That's out of the country. That's foreign affairs.
And his defense said, wait a minute, hold if we come in here and he pleads guilty, you guys can't try him for the same trial. And the department we're not saying anything about tax invasion. We're saying where the money came from. That's different.
The money trail.
Follow the money trail.
So they didn't get good information there.
That's like somebody coming in and saying, if I stole something, let's say I have a whole bunch of money that I stole from people. And you say, well, if you plead guilty, Kim, you filed your taxes wrong, you didn't do it right, we won't try you for that. Mm-hmm. And I say, okay, well, I'm gonna plead guilty then. What does that have to do with the money I stole? That's just the tax problem.
That's above their heads.
And they said, why didn't his defense attorneys know that?
That makes you wonder too. I'm sure this man got some money. Dad's got money. Family got money to get the best lawyer that will have this information.
Just like Trump didn't have good lawyers. What is wrong with these people?
Well, Trump had all he could get because nobody really wanted to stay on his team.
True.
When he had those mafia lawyers, I thought he was in good.
So that made both of them go, oops.
We got to rethink this.
And they said, well, we gotta go talk again and find out what we want to do.
You know what? Quit trying to get deals.
Here's the thing that nobody's thinking about.
Pay up. If they find you guilty, take it. Whatever many years.
Here's my thing.
He keeps trying to slip through.
How you gonna walk in and take a plea deal and say you guilty, and then say, oh, well, take that off the table, and then come back and say not guilty? You don't think the jury gonna be like, you said you was guilty?
Right. We going with your first admission of being guilty.
So what do you mean not guilty?
I'm only guilty
if I get a deal.
If you give me only 5 years versus 20.
Well, they says the plea deal between Hunter Biden and the Justice Department over tax charges is on hold after a federal judge said in a court hearing Wednesday that she was not ready to accept a revised agreement between the two parties. So they came back revised. See, this is up to the minute, y'all. Hunter Biden failed to pay between $1.1 million in federal taxes before the legal deadline was poised to plead guilty to two tax charges with prosecutors. No, two. 1.1 million and 1.5 million in federal. Prosecutors agreed to recommend a sentence of probation.
He gets to stay at home with an ankle bracelet.
Now, let you not pay $1 million in taxes and see if you get probation. Hunter Biden failed to pay this money. But before the original plea could be entered, the deal began to unravel, and a revised agreement reached during the hearing was not accepted by the judge. Remember, this judge is appointed by Trump. Mm-hmm. You think that this judge is going to say y'all can run Trump over the coals of the federal investigators, but you're going to give Hunter Biden a slap on the wrist? Everybody's getting ran over the coals.
Everybody.
Trump is getting run over the coals. Hunter's getting run over the coals. And Biden, if he has something, is getting run over the coals.
That's one of the things why I don't understand for even on the Republican side, even them going at Trump, everybody should just shut up. On both sides, both situations. They all are dirty.
If you are
in dirty water and their hands is dirty,
leave the investigation alone. Let the Department of Justice, they go after anybody. I don't care if you blind, crippled, or crazy. If you use that office illegally, we are coming after you, whether you are a Democrat or Republican,
or even that third party.
That's why I keep trying to tell my mom, I don't care if you like Biden. Mm-hmm. If he did something illegal, he's going to get ran over the coal just like Trump.
We're like, here's how we think. God forbid, if they find something on Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama got to go too.
Clinton.
You got to go.
Come on, you guys.
If
what's done in the dark will come to light.
If you use that White House illegally to do something illegal,
you did a crime.
Then you ain't got to worry about it.
Let the investigators do their job. That's why I don't like the fact that people are all up in arms about, Republicans gonna come. I would too.
Yeah.
If I was a Republican, I'd be pointing the finger at that son.
I'd be like, wait a minute. Why are y'all letting them get away with something, but you got 20 cases against Comb over?
But as a Republican.
But I wouldn't take up the comb over.
Thank you. I would just be a person and be going, yeah, he needs to be looked at. Biden needs to be looked at.
Thank you.
And anything with Trump. You're
right, Ma, they're hypocrites.
They're afraid to say something negative about Trump.
Just be honest all the way across the board. I want you to go after everybody.
Anything that's dirty, that's against the law, that's criminal activity, just get it, clean it up, and get it out.
It said after the first negotiations, Biden then agreed to plead guilty to 2 tax charges in a deal that only includes conduct related to tax offenses, drug use, and gun possession. The 2 sides agreed that this deal does not shield him from potential future charges. But the judge wasn't satisfied. What if it's unconstitutional? The district judge asked. I'm trying to exercise due diligence and consideration. She's absolutely correct. Now they went back. They went in the little drawing room and said, okay, all right, let him do this plea deal. And then if the Department of Justice finds something on him, they can come back and bring him back into court for that.
Okay.
They thought that would be satisfied. The judge is going even a step further. She's saying, what if what you find is unconstitutional? In other words, what if your dad had something to help you with? Are we going to bring him in too? All of a sudden, the deal unraveled again. Oh, we didn't think about that. Judge, I cannot accept the plea agreement today. She said how she had concerns about the party seemingly linking the tax plea agreement to resolving the felony gun charge. During the proceedings, prosecutors confirmed that the investigation into Biden was ongoing. So they haven't even finished the investigation, but you want to take a plea deal. You want the judge to accept a plea deal and you're still investigating? So let's say, for the sake of argument, you're investigating me for arson, for setting my house on fire. And I take a plea deal. And I say anything dealing with that arson is covered under that plea deal. Well, let's say you find a dead body under my house. So I can't bring you on charges for a body that was under your house?
Because I'm thinking that something's still being investigated. They need to not do any plea bargains or deals
until it's done.
The investigation has to be final. When they come back and say, we are done with our investigation, these are our findings.
That's it.
Then you can talk.
His father had nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
His family, he didn't have anything to do with it. There's no connection to Ukraine, or there's nothing going on there. Or if it is, it was before, and all of this stuff. Here's it. That's it. We're done. Do the plea deal. We're done. We're over with him.
And then, too, who makes the decision? I'm laughing because one of the things I learned at my a police academy class, Citizens Academy, is when you get a ticket and you feel that you're not wrong.
Oh, yeah. A speeding
ticket or any traffic violation.
We learned this in our police advisory.
I always say not guilty or I'll fight it.
And a jury.
By a jury. I always win.
They usually throw it out.
Because
they don't want the time it takes to get a jury.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mom.
Republicans want Biden to be guilty with his son.
Right.
So they can impeach him.
Right, but we don't know if he's not. It's not over yet.
What I was asking is that why is it not he's not tried by a jury, but only a judge is making these decisions?
It's a plea bargain. They don't want to go to trial.
They don't want to go to trial.
They want to plea it out.
Because a lot of times, I don't know what makes the difference with the trial. If you go to trial and it's by jury, by judge, because you know jury, you got a better chance with a jury than you do with a judge.
Not with Hunter.
Well, I don't know. They may have some bleeding hearts like Hunter on that jury.
Hanging over the plea hearing are recent claims from 2 IRS whistleblowers. That's what you're talking about, the Republicans are listening to, who helped lead the investigation that the Justice Department gave preferential treatment to Hunter, beginning with President Donald Trump in 2020. Their claims that the GOP fueled narrative that Hunter Biden got a sweetheart deal, even though it's fairly common for first-time offenders to avoid incarceration. I agree. Or they should not say first-time offenders. They should say rich white boys. It's common for them to plea out and nobody say anything about it.
Okay.
Biden pleads, but your father's the president. So you're not going to just be able to plea out of something and nobody going to say nothing. Biden pleads not guilty for now. The hearing ended with President Joe Biden's son pleading not guilty for the time being, and the judge asking both sides to file additional briefs. The White House says it's a personal matter. The White House again referred to questions surrounding the legal proceedings of Hunter Biden. You need to go somewhere else with that. That's kind of what they're saying. Joe don't want to touch that. This is what I think should happen. And I don't know, and they keep prolonging it. And what's going to happen is if Joe Biden loses, he won't be president anymore. They should have let this case go ahead and go. Let him be found guilty, sentence him, and then his father pardons him, for God's sake.
Yeah.
Let's see what TikTok said. Omek said, Department of Justice, seriously, no justice. Department of Justice was appointed. He'll get an even better deal. At that level, it's all money. We agree. At that level, it's money. It don't even have nothing to do with race. You're right. It's money at this level.
I sit here and I think about the Biden's kids, the other son that passed.
I know.
And I'm sitting here going,
the good boy.
The good one. The one that passed.
The idiot lives.
He didn't have any problems. He was just transparent. He was easy to work with.
And let me tell you why I don't like
this knucklehead who's still alive.
The reason why I don't like
causing problems.
Let me tell you why I don't like Hunter. Oh. I told you it goes back to having that kid.
Yeah, out of wedlock.
But it wasn't just that he had the kid, because a lot of men do that. Yeah. They have babies out of wedlock and don't even claim them. A lot of them don't claim them.
They do walk away like
But he sued her because she had the name Biden for her kid.
That's the
part I don't like.
Oh gosh.
I already don't like you. First of all, you got levels. I already don't like you because you cheated on your wife and had a baby. But okay.
Was he married?
Yeah, he's married.
Oh,
It's a little girl.
I didn't know he was married.
Number 2, I don't like you because you disown the baby. You don't even say you got a child.
Okay.
That's why I don't like Joe Biden, because he only names his grandkids. He doesn't even mention the one that they had.
They tore him to shreds when he said
and they had
What about that 7th one?
Thank you. And she had a DNA test. So Joe Biden knows that's biologically his. So why would you say you got 6 grandkids or something and you know darn well you got another one?
That was throwing shade.
So that's one. My son doesn't claim them, so me and Jill aren't claiming them. I don't like that.
And that son's been a problem from day one.
You can still say my son is an idiot, but that's my grandchild. Right?
Yes.
And then number 3, you sue the woman because she puts Biden in the child's name. And you don't want that child to have your name. You don't want that child to know you. You don't want to know that child. And you don't even want that child to have your name.
Then again, not to sue her, but then again, he may have to make her sit down and rethink this. Do I want that Biden name? That Biden name is becoming negative.
No, you want that name because your father was the president.
Well, other than that, and people not liking him either and not going to vote for him.
So that's why I don't like it. And then how are you going to walk into court and say guilty if you get a plea? But then if you don't get a plea, you're not guilty. That means you're guilty. You know you're guilty of that crime.
He's been shady from day one. I know he has some drug problems, and I wish he gets better in that case. But this just made him the person of no integrity, lying, and I'm sure President Biden and his wife are sitting here going,
this is what Omek said in TikTok. That's what the image of the other son is portrayed as. Don't fall for the imagery. All of this is political theater. That's true. We don't know how good the other son is. Let's just pretend.
Well, the other one has passed away.
Right, he's gone. Well, so let's just pretend.
No.
Huh? Yeah.
In all honesty, we're not going to sit here like everybody on this earth is perfect.
Right.
We know that.
We
Jesus
know that.
is the only perfect. But his first son that did pass away had more integrity.
Yeah,
even with the messiness. But I'm saying Sonny took up for him. She said she worked with him. He was a good guy. The first son, military.
Yeah.
As much as we know.
As much as
we
know.
give people
put it this
90%.
way.
The other 10 we don't care.
As much
but
as we
this
know.
Hunter ain't even at 25%.
Right. As much as we know. But what we know is Hunter is an idiot.
That's all. Yeah, and that's all we need to talk
guessing about the other one.
Son is in
but
grade.
We know Hunter's an idiot.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So Emerald says, hey, ladies. Angela says, did y'all hear about the non-human they found saying fallen angels? Ooh, I don't know what that is. Wendy said, hey, gals.
Hey, ladies.
Hello, family. Emerald says, hey, Wendy. Wendy says, I don't think we would know anything about this. Probably the fallen angel thing. Emerald says, that's like dealing drugs and not having a driver's license and insurance. Wendy says, yes, he has to do the time, but it has nothing to do with Biden that we know of. The investigation is still under, it's still going.
They're still investigating.
If he got money from Ukraine, and they said during Biden, when he was vice president, was using the office of vice president, I believe, to do stuff in Ukraine, Obama probably didn't know about it. I mean, we kept saying, what is Biden doing? And then he was in Ukraine.
They're trying to tie it to Obama.
Obama say, I ain't got nothing to do with that. Wendy says, unless there's something we don't know. Yeah, we don't know yet. They still under investigation. And Wendy says, I wonder if it's childhood because the lady's problem so much tragedy.
Yeah.
Oh, well, y'all. So let's.
But I have no problem if they're looking at both sides.
This thing always does that. It don't matter.
If they're looking at, it's still filming.
Go ahead. Mm-hmm.
If they're looking at both sides of dirty hands and involvement, Republicans please don't take up for Trump. Let him be looked at as well.
Everybody gets investigated.
I'm tired of people taking up for him. If he's done any criminal activities, let's see if he does.
That's it.
And it would be done.
If he don't have no criminal, he ain't got nothing to worry about.
What's his name got in trouble for making a comment about Trump and with the whole Russia thing when they was involved in our election.
Right.
And that wasn't true.
Right.
So let's investigate Republicans and see if it's true or not.
Yeah,
don't get mad at the fact that they are investigating.
So it's off the table, which I believe it should be. I didn't want him to take the plea deal anyway right now.
Okay.
Wait till everything is investigated and it's over. And then you bring a nice little clean file to the judge and says it's over, it's closed. We see that this is it. There's nobody's body buried in the house that was on fire.
All of our findings.
There's nothing. And this is it. He wants the plea deal. Go ahead and get a rich boy his plea and let's get over this.
Okay.
Or you go to trial. Either way.
We found something on you. Now we got to
Either way
that you did it.
It said, Omek said Obama's vice president handled everything for Obama. Nothing is clean. Yeah. So we'll see. All right, y'all. Mitch O'Connell.
What happened to him, old man? He need to sit down.
Dang, I wish y'all could see this video.
How old is Mitch? 80s?
I don't know how old he is. Mitch, might you see Mitch O'Connell today? Yeah, this is what happened. Mitch O'Connell escorted away from the camera after freezing during a news conference. So I wish our Streamlab was working. I could show the video. Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell suddenly stopped speaking during a weekly Republican leadership news conference Wednesday afternoon, appearing to freeze, and then went silent and was walked away. So I'm gonna do him.
Making fun at Biden and getting older. Trump is getting older. You got politicians that's in office who probably are at the beginning of dementia or memory loss.
It says McConnell, Republican from Kentucky, had been making his opening remarks about an annual defense policy bill when he stopped talking. This is what happened. I'm McConnell. I'm McConnell. The paraphrasing. I don't know what he said.
Do his voice.
I don't know his voice. Hello, everybody.
When you go home, it's that kind of voice.
Okay. All right, everybody. I want to give you guys an update on what's going on the defense line. Now we went.
It
first.
It's time. Sit down.
Now, hold your face like that. Now you're McConnell. Do your face like that. I'm going to be the people.
You all right?
You all right? You want to go back to your office? I swear that's what happened. Did y'all see it? Am I lying, y'all?
My God.
Am I lying?
Don't y'all believe it's time for him to sit down? That man in midair.
Now, what we're going to do is...
You okay? You okay? Mitch? Mitch?
Ask me if I want to go back to my office.
Do you want to go back to your office? No. What's his position again? He's
the Senate Minority Leader.
No leadership for you, sir. It's time for you to be dethroned. Sit down. You can't even finish your thought. I don't know.
No, well, let's see. It'll tell us here. Okay. The Republican leader was silent for 19 seconds.
That's long.
His Republican colleagues asked if he was okay. A top McConnell deputy who previously worked as a physician before serving in Congress escorted 81-year-old McConnell away from the camera and the reporters.
We need fresh, young minds in our Senate, all levels.
Senator Joni Ernst of Iowa made a hand gesture that initially appeared to resemble the sign of the cross. But her office later clarified she was motioning for Senate minority. She's lying. She did.
Like, oh, Lord Jesus, what's going on? You do that when you Catholic praying. Okay.
A few minutes later, McConnell walked back to the news conference by himself. I got this. Leave me alone.
Let me finish my thought.
When asked about his health, he said he was fine. Asked whether he was fully able to do his job, he said, yeah. Asked about the episode, McConnell's aide pointed to the GOP leader and said, I'm fine.
What happened?
But the aide added that McConnell felt lightheaded and stepped away for a moment. I'm fine. He was lightheaded and he had to step away for a moment. Leave me alone and get off my grass.
But is that a result of lightheadedness? I don't think so.
Well, remember he fell last time and hit his head.
So
it might have something to do with his head.
And he's older too. He's older than Biden.
He came back to handle question and answer, which has, as everyone observed, was sharp. So he was back to being himself. What I need to do is impeach Biden. I'm back to myself again.
Y'all know, those of you who have family members that are they're starting to forget things, and you don't know if they're just getting older and forgetting, if they are early dementia or even Alzheimer's.
The president called to check on him.
Biden.
How you feel? How you feel, McConnell? I fell last week. And the other day, I said, long live the queen. She's been dead now for months. Hate getting old, don't you, McConnell? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. But we're going to stay here till they die in our seats.
That's what that is.
I'm going to stay too. They're going to vote for me or they're going to vote for Comb-Over. I'm going to win, I tell you that, buddy. If I'm running against him, they'll vote for me, sandbag falling and all.
Because he probably said to
give them hell, Biden. Give them hell.
Mitch, he said, I never stop midstream in the middle of a sentence, though. I may have fallen. I
tell you one thing, McConnell, I never stopped in the middle. I've spoken to people that didn't exist on stage, but I never stopped in the middle of my sentence. Well, that's because you didn't fall and hit your head, Joe. I saw when you fell. You didn't hit your head. And you fell on your knees and got right up.
But you know what? Even with Trump, the sad thing with Trump getting older, We don't know if he's really forgetting or he just stupid.
This is
Who
Trump.
was it? Douglas, Frederick Douglass. He had a reference, and Frederick's been dead for how many years?
Let me tell you something.
So he says things like that when you like, does he not know? Does he not know Puerto Rico is part of America?
Hold on, let me tell you something, guys. This is comb over. None of you got anything on me.
Okay.
Let me tell you something. I went over to the worst country in the world,
yes,
Puerto Rico, and I had to give out toilet paper and all
paper towels. I threw a few.
Paper towels. My arm was still good. Mm-hmm. Now, Joe, you can't throw like me.
Right.
I was able to throw toilet paper at those poor immigrant people. And I didn't know where their president was. He didn't have the balls to stand up and come and meet me.
Biden was probably fussing like,
you're the president, you dumb muck. You're the president.
You know
I know that even in mid-speech that you're the president.
Can you imagine these old men? That's why America's sitting there like, we got to get these young folks in. Even the Supreme Court judges are old.
Neither one of y'all got anything on us. The Supreme Court. What's in front of us? Where's Thurgood? Thurgood, where you at?
He's dead. Remember, he died about 2 years. Oh, okay. See,
now, what are we deciding on today?
You know what?
Should African Americans go to school with everyone else?
The writers are on strike. You know they be doing this on Saturday Night Live. Y'all know this will be the storyline. Gosh darn it. Get off strike. I miss Saturday Night Live because they would be doing exactly what you're doing.
They would be doing McConnell.
Fussing at each other. And Mitch McConnell. Well, I didn't. So
at least I didn't fall over a sandbag. I'm sorry, that's Joe. At least I didn't fall over a sandbag.
And the old lady in California who's been sick. She probably still fighting.
Oh, Diane. What's going on, everybody? Diane, you've been gone for 4 years. You only got a 6-year term. Well, I'm doing much better now. Diane, you can't even remember who is the person next to you. That's my grandson. No, it's not. That's your aide, Diane. Your aide.
They're getting old.
Well, what's going on? What I need to decide on today?
You need to sit down and let somebody else have your seat. She don't. Okay.
They won't leave.
They won't leave. And Mitch is kind of taken up for the fact that he's stuck.
Let me tell you something. I'm Justice Sharp. You Justice Sharp what?
And everybody waiting to hear.
Did you guys see that movie? They better clone Tyrone.
Okay. We get it out.
All right, so that's Mitch. Mitch is out of here.
God, that's funny.
All right, let's
I know he did that today.
Yes, midstream.
Oh, nobody can't talk about Biden no more being old.
No. Let's see what y'all say. Wendy says, yes, he has to do the talk at time, but nothing of Biden unless there's something we don't know. I wonder if his childhood, we wouldn't know anything. We wouldn't know anything about this if Biden wasn't president. True. Wendy says dementia, probably for Mitch. I think it's because he hit his head. That's what I think.
He did?
Yeah, he fell a while ago and hit his head.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sharon says, I am driving and laughing so hard. Sharon said he's 81. 19 seconds is a long time.
Thank you. To stop in midair as you're talking. Mitch, you can't take up for that one. You getting old.
Meg says they'll guide the clones to uphold the crummy system. Oh, the clones, if they clone them? Probably. They'll probably clone all of them.
It's time to move on with them. It really is.
They're not going to.
They got to. Because we can't have no stopping in midstream anymore as you're talking.
We need to get up.
And everybody be sitting there going, Mitch,
what's for dinner?
You know,
All right.
Nope.
All right. Moving on to entertainment. I guess it's entertainment news.
Yeah.
Sinead O'Connor, Irish singer, dies at age 56. I thought she was older than that.
Not that old.
She my age.
Well, she was never older than me.
I didn't know she was my age.
Oh, wow.
So when I was watching her, she was my age.
Remember Sinead O'Connor?
Irish singer and activist Sinead O'Connor has died at age of 56. Her family announced the news with great sadness, saying her family and friends are devastated. The cause of death has not been made public.
Wow.
Wonder why.
Yeah, what's going on with her?
How did Sinead O'Connor pass away? She was best known for her single "Nothing Compares to You." Nothing compares. Nothing compares to you. Yeah.
And that controversial
ripping
the picture of the Pope
on Saturday Night Live.
That kind of shut her down.
When she did that derailed her whole
she ripped
her whole life.
And you know how people are with the Pope.
Now you can, but back then when she did it, you wasn't able to do that. It said her music was loved around the world and her talent was unmatched. Irish President Michael D. Higgins praised O'Connor's authenticity as well as her beautiful, unique voice. She did have a nice voice. Mm-hmm. What Ireland has lost at such a relatively young age is one of our greatest and most gifted composers, songwriters, and performers of recent decades. One who had a unique talent and extraordinary connection with her audience, all of whom held such love and warmth for her, he said. Mm-hmm. She was also the first one that I know of. It was other people shaving their head, mm-hmm. but she was known for shaving her head. Mm-hmm. And women were like, ooh.
I know. Shaved heads back then were like shunned.
Born Sinead Marie Bernadette O'Connor.
That's a Christian Catholic name.
In Glengarry County, Dublin, in December 1966.
We have yet to go there.
The singer had a difficult childhood. So she's 56, so she would have been 57 this year if she was born in 66. Okay. As a teenager, she was placed in Dublin's training center. Once one of the notorious Magdalene laundries, originally set up to incarcerate young girls who were deemed promiscuous. So they put her in a school to try to make her not be so promiscuous. Like probably one of those charming like type of schools. Rebellious. One nun brought her a guitar and set her up with a music teacher, which led to the launch of her music career.
That was good. I
didn't know that.
I love when people
teachers back in the day, because my teacher, I used to cut up in class all the time. So the other teachers would put me out in the hallway all the time. Mm-hmm. And I had one teacher who understood that.
She channeled that.
And she had me come up. She said, since she like entertaining all the time, mm-hmm. why don't you help me teach then? Yep. And I loved it.
Yes.
Go up to the class and tell them blank, blank, blank. And I was up there.
Teacher.
They see the things in the students and they utilize it.
Yes.
Some kids like helping. So they would get you would have to stamp the chalk pads. Mm-hmm. Some kids like telling on everybody. Mm-hmm. So they would put them at you a line person. Mm-hmm. Make sure everybody's in line. Make sure so you find what the strength is.
Sometimes the sad thing about teachers is you sometimes become the parent, the social worker, the person that takes time with the kids because you're spending time where the parents are probably not even caring.
Remember when, that's interesting. She died during this pandemic. Oh, that Sinead O'Connor did? Oh, I wonder. No, she died. Well,
she died recently, just today or yesterday.
Well, here's the thing.
We don't know if it's pandemic related, COVID related.
We don't know. But here's the thing with the students too. Remember that one organization we we volunteered with, and the teachers needed supplies for the kids because they didn't have it at home. Mm-hmm. Combs, toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, underwear, socks, hats, coats,
common stuff.
Coats.
Kids didn't
in the wintertime. Mm-hmm. In Chicago, mm-hmm. they would come to school with no coat. Mm-hmm. And the teacher said, I need all these soap, mm-hmm. hair products
in the community.
And they would do their hair. Mm-hmm. They would, during, class or whatever.
Boys get their hair cut from
the boys get their hair cut. You go home with a new coat. You go home with a coat, some socks, underwear.
They're neglected.
Hygiene.
That's bad.
Even the high school girls, hygiene products.
If you are a teacher,
So
truly
God
an
bless you, a
educator,
real teachers,
yes.
the real teachers.
And that teacher that put that guitar in her hand,
that nun. Well, you know
nun.
those nuns. We went to Catholic school.
They didn't play at our school.
You got popped in the head with nuns by nuns.
I remember Sister Diane. That was my 6th grade teacher. I love Sister Diane. She didn't wear the habit and stuff, but she was Sister Diane.
Those nuns will hit you. But they was also like, they also found whatever was good in you too.
Yeah, they was cool.
That's probably why Sister Act went over so well with people.
I love Sister Act.
If you went to a Catholic school.
I love both Sister Acts. I love it, especially the one with the kids. Because I remember being that kid that probably was not listening and how what's her name's character, Ruby's character, challenged them. That's for a choir. And give all of y'all an opportunity to do your style of music in the choir. I love when they be creative with kids.
So it's good that nun put that guitar in her hand. It changed her life. She released her first critically acclaimed album, The Lion and the Cobra, in 1987, which entered the top 40 in the UK and the US. Her follow-up was I Do Not Want What I Haven't Got, which included Nothing Compares to You, written by Prince.
That's true. That's a Prince sound.
That's a Prince song. The song reached #1 around the world, including in the US and the UK. So that's Prince.
Yeah, so she's gone.
Yeah.
And we didn't mention that Tony Bennett had passed away a few days ago.
Yeah, Tony Bennett.
And I remember him recently with the Lady Gaga project. And that really put him on the map more so with even her followers. Because people who never probably heard of him or didn't care much, when Lady Gaga connected with him, that opened the door, floodgates to other people to go, who is this Tony Bennett? Oh, okay.
Well, with Shanae in 1992, that's when she tore up Pope John Paul II, his picture on Saturday Night Live.
Yep.
And after that, her whole career
went dumps.
She said, I'm not sorry I did it. It was brilliant. She said in an interview in 2021. She opened the doors for people to be able to do all of that stuff.
Remember what's the other country singers? The girls, they did something wrong.
Oh yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah.
The Dixie Chicks.
Yeah.
So that was like the early stage of being vocal and your free speech, and I don't like.
Well, after the 70s, then it all died. It went away in the 80s, and then they start bringing it back.
Yeah.
All right, so that's it for that. Let me see what everybody says. Nothing compares to you. Sharon says that's young, 56. That was written by Prince, right? Yep. Wendy says Prince wrote that song. Yeah, we said that. Sharon says she was abused by her mother. Oh,
that's sad.
Wow.
When a parent is abusing you.
Okay, Wendy, going back to McConnelly, head injury is the 3 leading causes for dementia.
That's good. It's time for him to sit down.
And she's saying, I guess for Shanae, parents may have been overwhelmed. Parents could be addicts or in a bad relationship. And then you said Tony Bennett. She said Tony Bennett did a lot of work for civil rights with Coretta Scott King.
He sure did. You're right. We must not forget that.
And Wendy says Shanae got blackballed. Yeah, it was after that was over.
I was just mentioning earlier about Saturday Night Live, but if you do crazy on Saturday Night Live, which is a live show, you can be canceled.
Yep. All right, so that's it. So let's, say a prayer for Shanae O'Connor's family.
Yeah.
Oh, look at me like I'm going to the story on your thing.
I know.
We talked about Bronny James.
What does Elon
remember yesterday we talked about Bronny James, LeBron James' son, having a heart attack,
heart problem,
and he's only 18, 19, young.
Some doctors have already been making comments to make you kind of. I told you yesterday when we mentioned him, people are now going to be watching him and they're going to be concerned.
Or if it's going to affect his career.
Yes.
Well, Elon Musk tweeted, tweet boosts vaccine conspiracy targeting LeBron James' son. So they said LeBron James is angry at Elon Musk. An unfounded belief that the vaccine was the leading rise in the heart problem especially on young athletes. Twitter owner Elon Musk tweeted. Bronny James, son of basketball legend LeBron James, suffered a cardiac arrest on Monday while practicing. In a tweet about the incident, Mr. Musk said that we cannot ascribe everything to that vaccine, but by the same token, we cannot ascribe nothing. Yeah. But there is no evidence to support the implications that he was saying. Mr. James' family has thanked the doctors who helped him and asked for privacy. Twitter, which is the process of rebranding itself X, allows its users to produce community notes. These notes add further information to any tweet considered misleading. A community note, Mr. Musk was with Mr. Musk comments, initially appeared under his tweet, but it was removed overnight. His own safety mechanism worked against him. It's not clear whether the note was removed by Twitter or because it was downvoted by other users. Twitter has not yet responded to our request for comment. In his tweet, Elon wrote that, I don't want to name these things, because then they'll ban us. The thing that's, has side effects. Mm-hmm. In response to a post detailing Mr. James' hospital admission. In other words, he was tying the two together. Mm. We have no information to suggest that Mr. James' cardiac arrest was linked to that information. That's what they're saying.
Theories too.
And then the two, have been linked to relatively rare cases of that. Mm-hmm. But it does not lead to have a higher risk of having a cardiac arrest.
Okay. To rule that out.
So in other words, Elon is saying that's probably what caused it, because we got so many of these young people that's having heart attacks. Mm-hmm. I don't even think that. I told y'all what I think it is.
A lot of the drinks.
I think it's those. Drinks, I think it's those power drinks,
energy drinks.
They drink those things like water. They literally drink those things, and they drink it with Mountain Dew and all of that stuff.
Here's the thing: the sad thing about it, because Elon, the thing with Elon, there are doctors who are even trying to find, and I know I don't want us to get banned, so I'm not going to mention nothing.
Yeah.
But a lot of times, if you do a lot of tests on people who have recently been sick or ill or some situation, and there's no reason why they are sick.
Well, you have your foot swollen up.
And you told me not to mention that, so I don't
want to don't mention the name.
Oh, yeah. Sometimes the results.
Y'all know we're talking about, so we don't have
the results of those from after the whole COVID thing.
Yeah.
And what we had to take to keep making ourselves safe, it caused side effects for certain other things for some people. And people still deal with it because they I'd rather still deal with that side effect
than the other things.
My mom almost died with COVID. Had too much. So we were like, whatever.
We got too many things that happened. You went to an ICU.
Yeah.
So we were like, whatever.
But what if they do find out with all the tests they're running?
But that's not different. How is that different than any other thing that we take?
I don't know.
And then years later, they find out.
It's connected.
So
it makes you think, though. It's a whole conspiracy theory thing as well.
Yeah. Wendy says, my God, their world has been completely turned upside down. Careful with that foot, Lenora. You don't want it to be your heart. Careful with the foot. It don't go to your heart.
Yeah.
Well, you got to make sure, you get all your tests. She got scanned today. Lenore, people don't know Lenore had 4th stage cancer. Mm-hmm. What is it?
So I get colon cancer. And I get scanned every 6 months.
So she got to get scanned every 6 months. She went today to get scanned. Mm-hmm. So I pray that comes back good.
Okay. Well, usually when I have the blood work done, they'll see if anything weird is going on. So that was a good test result as well.
Let's see. Linda Girl says, working for him, he had no right to comment. I agree.
Who, Elon?
Yeah. Elon shouldn't have said nothing.
No, you're right.
And you don't mess with people's kids.
Yeah, LeBron will tear you up.
Don't mess with people's kids.
But I do understand what he's saying.
But he didn't need to say that.
Because I had a situation with my own doctor.
And they didn't know.
Who said her husband, he's a doctor.
And he can't explain
it. And they can't explain why his muscles are tightening.
But they think
he can't use his hand
anymore. Think it has something to do with that.
They're tying it
But they don't know. They don't know.
They didn't ran test after test. She ran test after test after test on me.
Mm-hmm.
They can't find anything. And that's when she said, when did you get
Yeah, we don't, yeah.
I said,
All right, we have to be, y'all, you can't say nothing.
Right.
Or they'll
We
shut
don't
your
want
whole
you-
channel down.
Yeah, because this is still aiding, this is helping, people.
Emerald says, I am still on blood thinners because of it.
See? Side effects.
So we don't know.
And that's anything you put in your body. That shouldn't even be. I get
well,
what
the
you're
thing
saying.
is, they rushed it.
It's anything you put in your body.
Yeah.
Any pill, any shot, anything can be a side effect.
Yeah. And they rushed that. They was rushing that thing.
They were.
They're trying to open America back up again, or the world.
Yeah.
So
and people walking around with no mask, they still feel safe. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
So we wish LeBron James well for his son.
I can't show the Instagram because you have to see the video. So let me take that out. Well, it's a little bit of good. Well, who is this? Oh, the moron of today. Biden's dog, Commander, has been biting Secret Service agents.
German Shepherd.
My mama laughed.
We result to this kind of
President Biden's dog, Commander, has found himself in the doghouse after a series of incidents where he bit Secret Service officers on duty at the White House.
I wonder if he related to that dog that bit that black truck driver.
They're menaces.
The German Shepherds.
The German Shepherd bit several Secret Service agents a total of 10 times during 4 months.
Alyssa took up for him. She said that if you have good training, she said they're giving the German Shepherds a bad name.
One incident resulted in an agent getting sent to the hospital for treatment.
His hip thigh or something. He bit him on the
tip to the incident. The conservative watchdog group Judicial Watch filed a lawsuit to get access to the 194 pages and emails and texts where Secret Service agents and officials described the aggressive encounter with him, with Commander. They hate this dog.
Where does this dog reside?
In the White House. He's a menace.
Does he walk freely?
He probably walks around
and he probably goes, and everybody like walk by. Or he may be following you.
It says, for an example, on October 26th, Commander charged at an agent while on a walk with the First Lady, Jill.
Aww.
The First Lady couldn't regain control of the dog. Joe!
I was trying to protect her.
Joe!
Commander down. Commander down.
And nobody could walk that stupid dog.
Joy said that they probably shouldn't name them those names. They should be like Fluffy and Blackie or something. Because Obama, well, they did say Obama's Sonny. I think he had a dog named Sonny.
Yeah.
Bit somebody.
But that was by mistake, I think, wasn't it?
I don't even know.
It says he continued to circle her. I believe it's only a matter of time before an agent or an officer is attacked again. The names of most agents and officials were
they need to get rid of him.
Days later, on November 3rd, why didn't they get rid of him? He bit keep him going. Commander bit somebody days later.
I tell you one
thing. He
thing.
bit an officer twice on the arm, and then when the officer stood up, he bit him on the leg.
I tell you one thing, if I was working in that White House and that dog bit me, oh, we on news.
The officers said they had to use a steel cart as a shield from him continuing to bite him.
That's not trained. He's not trained. What is wrong with them? They know better to have a dog that's trained.
Joe!
I don't care how much they love that dog. That dog they either need to retrain him or get rid of him.
The next month, the president himself, I'll take over it, Jill. You don't have control over Commander. I can command, I'm the commander in chief of the military. Surely I can control a German Shepherd. You sure about that, Joe? You might trip. I'm not gonna trip. Give me that dog chain.
You'll lose this leash if you fall.
The president himself was walking Commander in the Kennedy Garden when he let the dog off the leash.
Why did he do that?
Well, Commander ran to an agent right when he let him off and bit him on a forearm and on his thumb.
Oh no.
would he let that? I told you, Joe, he's too old. He's too
He
old.
like Mitch.
Why would you walk a dog that bites people? You wanna go? You wanna play fetch for a little bit, Commander? Here's the ball, Commander. I'm gonna throw the ball, Commander, and you're gonna bring it right back to me, all right? Now hold on, Commander. Hold on. I'm gonna unleash you, Commander. Now, you've bitten people all year.
Supposed to be old,
but I'm gonna let you off the leash.
You sound like she drunk.
I'm gonna throw this ball. No, you got. If I can command the military, I can command you. I'm gonna throw the ball, and you're gonna bring it back to me. You got it, Commander? And Commander went, yeah, you got it. I'm not gonna let you off the leash, Commander, till I know you got it. You got it?
Okay.
Lets him off the leash. The news report says he ran right to the agent and bit him.
They said they're loyal and they're protective, but Marco don't do that. No, but
I couldn't get him trained though.
Our Marco, he didn't go and attack people. Marco would just walk by you. He didn't care.
Now you
unless
would think,
you come at him and try to mess with him.
You would think this is just Commander. No. The Bidens bought 2 German Shepherds with them, and they moved into the White House.
Yeah, the other one they had to
Champ. He died at age 13. A Major, a younger dog adopted by the shelter. Mm-hmm. Now, the shelter dog, you don't have no problems with him. See, he happy to be alive.
I'm glad. I'm not nowhere being kicked. I'm happy. But yeah.
After a couple of biting incidences, the consultations and experts, Major was sent to live with family friends of the Bidens for safety reasons. Commander has to go.
So what is this is a no-brainer. They were talking to the press secretary. What's the black girl's name? What you gonna say? The Bidens need to get rid of this dog or either have him retrained.
Commander came to the White House as a puppy in 2021, a birthday gift from Biden's brother, James. What a horrible gift.
He biting everybody. That's not good. It'd be different if they was in their own home. But that White House has staff.
It says the Secret Service said in a statement that it takes the safety and the security of its employees extremely seriously. They tired of this dog.
Yes. And when people tired of hearing about it on the news, we got so many other things that's going on in our country.
For the past several presidential administrations, the Secret Service has navigated how to best operate around these family pets. And these incidences are no exceptions. That's why I say you didn't hear about everybody else's dogs doing this all the time.
Mm-hmm. Yep. But yeah, so what they got to do something, hopefully. This is the moron story.
The Bidens are trying to work on new protocols for Commander. The Bidens are working through ways to make this situation better for everyone. No, you got to get rid of Commander.
You got to get rid of Commander. There's no way to make it better. Because the only other thing is
he tasted blood already.
The only other thing you can try to do is have some very, very professional trainer, the dog whisperer.
They said they have a behavioral expert.
Then I'm sorry. The next time he bites, he's out.
Why somebody got to get bit again?
If they not gonna let him go, if they trying to keep only keep him in one part of the house, I don't know.
It says there is no the Secret Service says. There is no apparent intervention. They have to be with the president and the first lady.
And the dogs have to be aware of that and be okay.
They said if the dog gets a muzzle on him, and on a leash, he'll be safer. This dog could lash out at any time. So why are they walking him without a muzzle?
I don't know.
And why is Joe Biden letting him run free?
Kim, we all sitting here going, no, we don't know. What else can you say?
It's common sense
it's
gone.
Common sense. This dog has bit how many? I'm thinking after the first or 2 people he's bitten, it shouldn't be no more. He's bit more people. No, I'd knock him out.
All right, here we go.
I could.
Sharon says, praying for you, Lenore, by your foot.
Thank you.
Or your scan. Wendy says, I still wear my mask. Emerald says, my lungs are permanently damaged. Wow.
A
And
lot
then
of
she
people
says,
say that they're hearing.
"Oh, my
and
eyesight,
eyesight,
my eyesight is gone,
or smelling.
Yeah, my eyesight is
It
gone.
affects a lot.
That's
of
why y'all
people's
see I
senses.
can't even hardly see even with glasses on." Emerald says German Shepherds are protective and territorial. I grew up with one, and she didn't play with when people came too close.
Then they need to get another dog.
Emerald says with proper training, this would not have happened.
Thank you.
They are highly intelligent. They are, and good protectors.
That's why they use them for canines.
Yep. Wendy says the dog whisperer. Laugh out loud.
Some needs to give. We can't hear this in the news no more, Biden family. Y'all need to get rid of him or try to see if you can retrain him and get used to people.
All right, I'm gonna skip over my Shirley Raff story and go right to the donkey of the day. You always want to know who Charlemagne the God's donkey of the day is.
Thank you.
There's a video that shows an alleged attack on a Dorchester woman for not saying hello.
Was she a black lady?
Yeah. This man gets out of his car. I guess he drives by and says, "Good morning." It's an old lady too. 50, I think she was 58, 59.
That's him back in court?
Yeah, that's the guy in court. A Boston man is behind bars after police said he attacked a woman for not saying good morning earlier this month in Dorchester. Some of the assault was caught on camera. Police responded to a home on July 13th on a report of an assault in progress. When they arrived, they found a 59-year-old woman who had been beaten in front of her front yard. The woman told police she was approached by a stranger while she was gardening and was attacked after she did not say good morning to him. He approaches her in a way that is entirely unprovoked and immediately attacks her. He broke her nose and other significant injuries. Her eye was hemorrhaging. Assistant District Attorney said.
There's something else going on with that.
The woman was able to record some of the attack on her cell phone. You know why? She was singing. She was gardening and taping herself singing. And that's when he came up and attacked her.
And she probably didn't hear him say anything.
Prosecutors said surveillance video from a nearby home also shows the suspect come close to hitting her with his car before taking off. So not only did he beat her up, he got back in the car and tried to run over her.
Y'all all know this is something else.
Police arrested the 33-year-old Ian Atkinson of Dorchester a few days after the attack. They said that the woman was able to get his license plate before he drove away from the scene. In court Tuesday, prosecutors said he was not tough to find because he was already wearing a GPS monitor.
From being in jail.
From being in jail. His criminal history includes several assaults, a drug-related charges, but his attorney argued he is the victim in this case. Mr. Atkinson did not assault the victim. What he did was he was defending himself because she was biting him, the defense attorney said.
Boy, they talk about lawyers. They are truly dirtbags.
Atkinson said the woman
that way.
The woman was the aggressor and sprayed him with the garden hose.
He came up to that lady.
But prosecutors said the video does not show any of that.
No, what defense lawyer does he have?
There's no water on the ground. There's no water on the defendant. The prosecutor said.
You do better than pleading insanity.
At a Tuesday hearing, a judge found Atkinson to be dangerous and ordered him to remain behind bars for 120 days. He is due back in court in September.
He has a history.
The video shows him stopping and saying good morning. The lady didn't say good morning.
And how we know if she would have said good morning that he still wouldn't have acted crazy?
And how do you know that sometimes saying good morning, people are attacking for saying good morning?
Yes, what's so good about it?
So you could get hit either way.
So no, I'm trying to figure out the defense lawyer.
So he's donkey of the day.
That's truly donkey.
Don't Lead Me says, I love you guys jokes. Thank you, Don't Lead Me. On TikTok. Isn't that ridiculous?
That's sad. I was just praying this morning about Lord, just guide and cover us. I said, people are just going off for whatever reasons. And I said, we talked about it on the show yesterday, mental issues, anger, hopelessness, whatever the situations are, like this guy, even when we talked about just now.
Yeah.
Lord,
he should not have
my
beat her up.
God.
Now, nothing to do with this case. I don't feel like he had anything to do to beat her up.
Mhm.
I really do think if somebody say good morning, you should say good morning. I hate when I say something, hello, or something, and people don't say nothing back.
I told you.
I hate that. You coming out the store, the door, some you go, hi, good morning, or hello.
I told
and they look
you-
at you like you stupid.
No, I told you what I learned from my one friend. The way she talks to people, it forces them to talk back because she asks us a question.
You having a good morning?
She said, hello, and how are you today? They usually answer.
Some people still won't.
Well, most of the time they answer her.
I don't like.
How are you doing today? How's your day going? Okay. And then they'll just keep walking. It's fine. They'll look at her weird, maybe.
I don't like when people say hi or good morning and people don't say nothing back. And I don't like when people don't hold the door open for people. You see me coming in right behind you. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or a female. I hold the door open for men. Mm-hmm. If somebody, why would I close the? You're right next to me. Mm-hmm. Just hold the door open.
And that's one thing I do notice. I'm thankful that our mom taught us that too. I really think that was partly as growing up, and we would see it as well.
Oh, to hold the door.
When somebody holds the door open for me, I'm like, thank you.
I say thank you too.
Because they didn't have to.
I do say thank you. Somebody holds the door, I go thank you.
And it's like they light up.
People are just rude.
Black girl saying thank you, all friendly.
He didn't have to beat her up. He could have just said, I said good morning, ma'am. He could have cussed her out and I would have been fine with that.
I said it was something else going on with him.
He could have cussed her out. I would have been fine with that.
I'm telling you.
I said good morning, you old biddity bang boom. You,
I honestly don't think that had anything to do with it. Yeah. I think he just came at her and that was an excuse maybe, but he was probably having anger problems or whatever anyway.
Wendy says, y'all are too funny. Lenore makes the best faces. Laugh out loud. Mm-hmm. I still say yes, ma'am, and no, ma'am. And he has a criminal mind. Yeah. He's a nut job.
He's just out to hurt.
All right, y'all. That's it. That was another Woods Report. Mm-hmm. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to pick up our book, 100 Family 100.
Family. You okay? Hey, you okay? Do you need to leave?
Don't forget to
like, comment.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always believe.
Always believe.
And that
was okay. She acting like Mitch McConnell.
My mother said, are you okay? She said you had me nervous.
Mama's like, what's going on?
My mother said, are you okay? You had me nervous.
You okay?
And that was.
Mama should know by now. Kim acts stupid in her comedy moment.
That's when you're supposed to come in and end it for me. You're supposed to help the person out.
I'm listening to Mama being nervous.
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Always
believe. And that was Kim. Okay.
19 seconds.
That's a long time. 19 seconds is a long time. Nobody said anything between.
Wendy said, good night, Mom. Sharon said, take care of yourself, lady. Stay cool in this heat wave. And Wendy says, and that was another. Thanks, Wendy.
Thanks, Wendy.
Woods Report. Okay. See y'all later.
Wow.
See y'all later, TikTok.